Hello everyone, welcome to Delhi UPSC Secrets. Today in this video, we are going to discuss about the chronology of Indian medieval history. Historians classify history into ancient history where the changes in the Indian subcontinent were of a different phase, and medieval history where there was huge lot of rise of regional kingdoms and also invasions, and modern history which talks about the British invasion, advent of Europeans, etc. and all. Now, coming to the medieval history, we start discussing about medieval history from 700 AD onwards, because before that we consider it as ancient Indian history. Medieval history marks the beginning of Arab invasions, rise of kingdoms like Rashtrakutas and all. So, without any further delay, let's start about discussing medieval history part. As I told you, medieval history starts around 700 AD and later. It was Rashtrakuta dynasty which was ruling the country by then. And parallelly, Rashtrakuta dynasty, along with that, we have Gurjara Pratiharas, we have Palas, and many more kingdoms. Rashtrakuta dynasty becomes a dominant in the central and South India as well by 760 AD. And we also see establishment of Pala Empire in Bengal region. Here is a map showcasing all the regional kingdoms. You could see Gurjara Pratiharas, the green shaded part, the Palas in the eastern side, and the eastern Chalukyas, Rashtrakutas, Pallavas, and Cholas. Cholas here I meant about the imperial Cholas, and Chiras, Pandyas, and Parahamaras, and Chandelas, and many more. So medieval history is all about learning all these particular kingdoms. So Rashtrakuta dynasty ruled around 753 to 973 AD. Next to Rashtrakutas, we have Palas of Eastern India, as I've already shown you in the map. Then next to that, we have the Vikramshila University, which was founded by the greatest Pala ruler Dharmapala in the same period. In 783 to 1036 AD is a period where the Gurjara Pratiharas of northern India was actually rising, and it was founded by Vatsaraja of Rajasthan. It means from 753 to 1036 we have the expansion of Pratihara Empire. We would see the rise of Pala Empire in Bengal region, and also parallelly the Rashtrakutas as well. And in the southern India, we have imperial Cholas, Pandyas, and Chiras. Remember, Cholas were two types. One is Sangami Cholas, which we discussed in the ancient Indian history, and the imperial Cholas, which were there in the medieval history. Okay. Now, moving forward between 788 to 820, it was a period where there were some religious movements that were happening. Okay, we can say it is nothing but a revivalistic movements. We have Shankaracharya's Advaita philosophy, which was spreading in the Indian subcontinent. We call them as Bhakti movements. Then 835 to 885 AD is a period where Bhoja of Gurjara Pratihara dynasty is prominent in that particular period. Next to that, in 850 AD, we see the capture of Tanjore by Vijayalaya Chola from Pandyas, because from 850 onwards, we see the rise of Chola Empire in Tamil Nadu region. So Vijayalaya Chola is a person who marks the beginning of that particular period. And in the same period, we see 871 to 1173 AD, we have imperial Cholas of Tanjore rising. Then parallelly, there were Pala Empire, which was in Janith under the king Devapala in 880 AD. Then 883 to 1026 AD is a period which is marked with Hindu Shahis of Punjab and Kabul. So it means by now we have seen Rashtrakutas, Palas, Cholas in the southern India, then we have Gurjar Pratiharas, and now the Hindu Shahis in the Punjab Kabul region. If you understand, we have discussed at least 4 or 5 major kingdom, major dynasties in this particular period, and that's what is the beauty of medieval history. Then moving forward, 915 to 927 AD is a period where Indra III, one of the greatest rulers of Rashtra Kutas, is ruling, and we see the visit of Al Masudi, an Arab traveler, to his kingdom. It's 916 to 1203 is a period where the Chandelas of Bundelkhand, they were rising, and it was a period marked with the construction of famous Khajuraho temples. Between 940 to 967 AD, the Chandelas of Bundelkhand started constructing the Khajuraho temple. Then 950 to 1195 AD is Kalachuris of Tripuri in central India. In 972 to 1189 AD, we have Chalukyan dynasty. We call them later or Western Chalukyas. And before this particular thing, okay, it means around 895 to 900, in that particular period, Rashtrakutas were under Amogha Varsha, who established the capital at Manyaketha. This is the one important incident that we need to remember. Then next to that, 940 AD onwards, we see the emergence of the Paramara dynasties in Malwa region. And in the same period, we see Rajaraja Chola's rule began in the southern India, which is marked by the initiation of golden age of Chola power. Okay, so this particular period is the most crucial period, we must say, because various changes were happening in that particular period. 973 to 1192 AD is a period where the Chauhans of Ajmer started ruling. And 974 to 1233 AD, as I told you, it was an emergence of Parmara dynasty in the Malwa region. 974 to 1238 AD is also important period for Gujarati Chalukyas as well, the Solankis we call. 985 to 1014 AD is the reign of Rajaraja Chola. Rajaraja Chola, who have constructed the famous Brihadishwara temple at the Tanjore region. So, in the same period, between around 1000 AD, we have Muhammad of Ghazni invading India and marking the beginning of repeated riots. Okay, moving forward, between 1000 to 1323 AD, the Kakatiyas were rising in the Warangal region. It was the central in the Telangana state, present Telangana state. We have a Beta Raja, one who is a founder of that particular Kakatiyas dynasty. Kakatiyas were also a patrons of art and architecture. Moving forward, in 1001, we see the Battle of Vaihind and the defeat of Jaipal by Muhammad of Ghazni. As I told you, in 1000 AD, he started invading India. 1001 to 1026 AD, you see 17 raids by Muhammad of Ghazni into India, and one of the important things that to be noted is this the so-called Somnath temple was looted by him. Then 1014 to 1044 AD is the reign of Rajendra Chola. Rajaraja and Rajendra both are the most prominent Chola rulers we have. 1020 to 1030 AD is a period of Al-Biruni in India. 1022, we see Chola expedition to the Gangetic Valley, the defeat of Somavamshas of Orissa, the Palas of Bengal, all happens in this particular period itself. And Chola Empire under Rajendra Chola reaches its zenith with the expedition to Southeast Asia as well. Then moving forward, 1025 AD is a period where Chola naval expedition happens to Srivijaya and its conquest. Then 1076 AD is a period where the merger of Vengi kingdom with the Chola empire happens by Kulothunga I. He is also the most important ruler. 1076 to 1435 AD is a period where Eastern Gangas of Orissa constructs Lingaraja temple, the famous Sri Jagannatha Swami temple at the Puri region. Okay, and the Anantavarman Chodaranga founder is, is a founder of that particular dynasty. There is a construction of the famous Konark temple happens in this particular span itself by Narsimha I, the second Ganga king. Then 1080 to 1194 AD is marked by the Gadwals of Kanauj. 1106 to 1141 AD is a reign of Vishnuvardhana of Hoysala dynasty, and he's a great patron of Ramanuja. He constructed famous Hoyshaleshwara temple at Halibid. So, the establishment of Hoysala Empire happens in Karnataka region, and this particular period is also, important for the decline of Chalukyas and the rise of Kalachuris in the region. Moving forward, between 1100, 1011 18 to 1205 AD is a period where Senas of Bengal, started raising. Vijay Sena is the founder, and Lakshmana Sena is the last ruler. See, you have various kingdoms that were raising. 1175 AD is a period where Muhammad of Ghori conquests happens to Punjab region. 1178, Muhammad's defeat by Mula Raja II happens, the Solanki ruler of Gujarat. 1189 to 1311 AD, where Yadavas of Devagiri, the founder of Billama, and the last ruler was Ramachandra, happens in this particular period. And 1191 is the first important battle of Tarain, happens between Prithvi Raj over Muhammad. And 1192, the second battle of Tarain happens between Muhammad and Prithvi Raj. 1194, the battle of Chandewar happens, and the Gadwal ruler of Kannauj was murdered by Muhammad by this particular time. And 1202 is a conquest of Bihar and Bengal by Bhaktiyar Khilji happens. In the same period, Chalukyas declined, the rise of regional kingdoms happens like Yadavas, Kakatiyas and all. And our famous Qutub Minar started construction, construction of Qutub Minar happens in 1148 AD itself. And you would see the invasions here, Muhammad Ghori's invasions, and in the earlier slide I've shown you the battle of Tarain, where there was war, there were wars fought between Muhammad and Prithvi Raj. Then the conquest of Bihar happens in this particular period. The Kutubuddin Aibak establishes Delhi Sultanate after this particular period in 1206. With the death of Muhammad of Ghor, the establishment of Delhi Sultanate happens by Kutubuddin Aibak. Basically, the Sultanate of Delhi, if you consider, it includes various, dynasties, various slave dynasties, we say. 1206 to 1290 AD is a period where the slave sultans of Delhi have ruled. 1211 to 1236 AD is a reign of Iltutmish, and the consolidation of Turkish rule happens in the northern India. Then moving forward, 1216 to 1323 AD is a period of Pandyas of Madurai region. They were rising in the southern India. 1221 AD is a period where the invasion of northwest happens by Chengiz Khan. So this period is marked with huge lot of invasions. 1228, the conquest of the Kamarupa by Sukhapa happens, the first home king. And 1231 AD, the completion of construction of Qutub Minar happens in Delhi. It started way back in 1148 AD and it was completed by 1231 AD. Then 1266 to 1289 is a period or the reign of Balbans. 1288 to 1293 AD is a period where the Marco Polo traveler comes to India. 1290 to 1320 is the Khilji dynasty period in the Delhi Sultanate region. As I told you, the Sultanates of Delhi, there were various kings that were ruled, like Khiljis are the one of the important rulers. And then Sayyids, we have next to Khiljis, we have Tughlaqs, we have Sayyids, and many more. Let's look into that in a detailed manner moving forward. So Khilji dynasty ruled between 1290 to 1320 AD. Then 1296 to 1316 is a period where Mongols started attacking, and their repulsion happens by Alauddin Khilji. Then later, 1296 AD to 1306, Mongol attacks happens in a vigorous manner, and 1309 to 1311 is a period where Malik Kafur expedition happens to southern India. Then 1320 to 1414 is a period where Tughlaqs of Delhi started ruling. We have Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq, the founder of this dynasty. He waged wars in Bengal and Deccan. Then we have Muhammad bin Tughlaq in 1327 AD, where he was famous for shifting his capital to, from Delhi to Daulatabad, issued token currency, and many more. Then in 1225 to 1325 to 1351, the reign of Muhammad bin Tughlaq, and hope you all might be knowing the transfer of capital happens. In 1329, the issue of copper token currency happens. Then next to Muhammad bin Tughlaq, we have Ibn Battuta, African traveler who comes to India in that particular period. It means around 1334 to 1331 to 1334 AD itself. We see Ibn Battuta, African traveler, entering into India. And this period is also marked with Sultanate in Madurai, Sultanates of Madurai as well. 1336 to 1652 is a period where the Vijayanagara Empire flourished. Vijayanagara is also the most important dynasty in the southern India. The empire of Vijayanagara was founded by Harihara and Bukaraya. The first dynasty of Vijayanagara is known as the Sangama dynasty, and the most prominent kings of Vijayanagara dynasty, the Tuluva dynasty, is Sri Krishna Devaraya as well. Then moving forward, 1336 to 1342, Ibn Battuta, the African traveler, as I told you, he stays in India. 1337 is a period where Tughlaq's expedition happens to Karazal. Then Shahmiri dynasty of Kashmir starts showing their influence between 1339 to 1561 AD. 1351 to 1538 is a period where Ilyas Shahi dynasty, rules in the Bengal region. So you would see huge lot of dynasties in this particular period. 1347 to 1518, the famous Bahmani kingdoms. It was founded, Bahmani, the foundation of Bahmani kingdom is done by Alauddin Hassan Shah al Wali. Okay, so his name is Bahmani. Then Gulbarga made capital of Bahmani kingdom, and they were great rulers, they were good rulers as well. The Bahmani successor states were also there. Then 1351 to 1389, we see Firoz Shah Tughlaq reign. 1361, Firoz Shah invasion happens to Orissa region. 1389 to 1301 is a period where the Faruqi kingdom of Khandesh rules the region. 1349 to 1505 is a period of Shaki kingdom of Jaunpur. 1398 is a period marked with Timur's invasion to India. So in medieval India, you would come across many kingdoms. One important thing is that in which a period they have ruled, who is the first ruler and who is the last ruler, and is there any architecture marvel constructed in that period, is something which you need to understand. If you look into this particular thing, the Shaki kingdom of Jaunpur, they are also one of the we can say the prominent rulers, I must say. Then the Faruqi kingdom of Khandesh as well. We have Malik Raza Faruqi, who is a founder of this particular kingdom. We have Nazir Khan, Adil Khan, and many more kings. So it means you need to just remember who are all the rulers in that particular dynasties, that's it. Moving forward, between 1401 to 1436, we have Gurud dynasty of Malwa. 1407 to 1572, the kingdom of Gujarat is under Shahs. It means the provincial kingdom started rising in the Gujarat region. Okay, then 1414 to 1451 is a period of Sayyids in Delhi region. The reign of Sayyid dynasty started with the Khiz Khan. Okay, then later Lodis came to the power next to Sayyids. Then in the 1420 AD, we see the visit of Niccolo di Conti. He has a Vietnam tabula to Vijayanagara Empire. 1429, there was transfer of Bahmani capital from Gulbarga to Bidar by Ahmad Shah Wali. Then 1435 to 1542 AD is the reign of Gajapati rulers in the Odisha region. Moving forward, we in 1436 to 1531 31 AD, we see the Khalji Sultans of Malwa. 1438 to 1468 is a reign of Rana Kumbha in Mewar region. 1443, the Abdur Rajak's Persian visit to India happens. 1451 to 1526 is the period of Lodi Sultans of Delhi. Lodi dynasty was started with Bahlul Lodi, and he was a person who was, who was a reason for the foundation of Lodi dynasty. Within this particular dynasty, you have to remember Ibrahim Lodi, who was defeated by Babur in the first battle of Panipat. 1469 AD is a period associated with the birth of Sri Guru Nanak Ji, who is one of the prominent important Sikh gurus. 1481 is a period where the murder of Muhammad Ghawan happens, Bahmani kingdom, and the kingdom starts disintegrating. And 1490 to 1633, we see Nizam Shahis in Ahmednagar. 1490 to 1686, the Adil Shahis of Bijapur rules. And 1490 to 1574, we have Ivan Shahis of Berar. 1498 is a period where Vasco da Gama, the Portuguese sailor, enters into Calicut region. And this is something which is a connection to the modern history later, because medieval history talks about various events happening between around 700 AD to 1700s, right? So then 1400s, Vasco da Gama enters Calicut, and in 1506, the transfer of capital from Delhi to Agra happens by Sikandar Lodi. 1509 to 1526 is the reign of Rana Sangha in Mewar region. 1509 to 1529, it is the reign of the greatest kings of Vijayanagara Empire, the Sri Krishna Deva Raya. Okay, then 1510 is a period where the conquest of Goa happens by Portuguese. They started establishing their settlements there. And 1518 to 1687 AD, we see the Qutub Shahis of Golconda. 1526 is the first battle of Panipat happens between Ibrahim Lodi and Babur. And Ibrahim Lodi was defeated by Babur in this first battle. Then Battle of Kanwa and defeat of Rana Sangha happens. Then 1528 to 1619 AD, the British Shahis of Bidar rules the region. 1529 is an important period where the Battle of Ghagra happens, where Babur defeat of Afghans under Muhammad Lodi happens. 1535 AD is a period where the visit of Nunus, a Portuguese traveler to Vijayanagara happens. 1539, the Battle of Chausa happens, and the first defeat of Humayun by Sher Shah happens. 1540, Battle of Belgram, or we say Kannauj, and it's a final defeat of Humayun by Sher Shah happens. And 1540 to 1555, the Sur Empire rules the region. 1542, the birth of Akbar happens at Amarkot. Akbar, one of the important rulers of Mughal dynasty. Then 1545 AD, the Battle of Kalinjar happens, and the death of Sher Shah Suri happens in this particular period. Then 1555, reconquest of Delhi happens by Humayun. Humayun invasion of Malwa and Gujarat happens from 1534 to 35 as well. Whereas Sher Shah defeats Humayun. But later, Sher Shah's death, the Humayun reconquest the Delhi region. Then 1555, second battle of Panipat happens and defeat of Afghans happens under Hemu by Akbar. 1556 to 1605 is the reign of Akbar. Akbar's reign is marked with a huge lot of changes in the political and economic sphere of the uh, region. 1556 to 1605, in the same period, the regency of Bairam Khan also happens. 1562, Akbar's marriage happens with the princess of Amba. So in Akbar's reign, there were huge changes. Akbar abolished the religious tax, jizya, and his victory over Rani Durgavati happens in this particular period. 1565, Battle of Talikota happens and it leads to the destruction of city of Vijayanagara. 1569, the birth of Akbar's eldest son Salim happens with the blessings of Salim Chasti. 1571 as a period marked with the foundation of Fatehpur Sikri, which is one of the important iconic marvels of that particular period. 1573, the introduction of Thug and Chahra by Akbar happens, and Akbar starts constructing Buland Darwaja at Fatehpur Sikri. 1575 AD, the Battle of Tukarao happens, and there the defeat of Daud Khan of Bengal by Akbar takes place. Then next to that, 1576, we see the Battle of Haldi Ghat and the defeat of Rana Pratap by Raja Man Singh of Amber. 1579 AD is a period where the introduction of Dhasala system, which is a revenue administration, happens. Issue of Majhars happens, which are the infallibility degree by Akbar. 1582, the proclamation of Taut il Ilahi or Din Ilahi by Akbar happens. Din Ilahi is one of the prominent ideas of Akbar, I must say, but was not so popular, but still it was followed by Akbar and his close mates. 1589 AD is a period where death of Todar Mal happens and Bhagwan Das ji as well. 1595 to 1600, Mansab Dhar or dual rank system starts in the nation, in the country. 1602, the murder of Abul Fazl happens. Okay, and there were again changes happening in the northern India. 1605 to 1627 is the reign of Jahangir. Okay, so Jahangir, next to Jahangir, we have Shah Jahan and many more kings in the Mughal Empire. 1606, the rebellion of Prince Khusro happens and execution of fifth Sikh Guru Arjun happens by Jahangir. So there was a huge lot of rivalry between Mughals and Sikhs. Okay, 1606 to 1626, the prime ministership of Malik Ambar happens in Ahmednagar. 1611, Noor Jahan's marriage happens with Jahangir. And 1612, annexation of Koch Hago to Mughal Empire happens. 1615, conclusion of peace with Mewar under Rana Amar Singh happens. So, if you understand, here we were talking about the reign of Mughal Sultanate. Mughals ruled like anything in Indian subcontinent, starting from Humayun. You know, the early Mughals were greatest rulers, I must say. They have a huge lot of empire under their control. Okay, later Mughals are not that powerful. 1622 to 1624, Shah Jahan revolts, the rebellion of Shah Jahan happens. 1627 to 58 is a reign of Shah Jahan. And 1630, Mumtaz happen, the death of Mumtaz happens, and he starts constructing, various architectural marvels in the name of her. 1636 AD, the imposition of treaties on Bijapur and Golconda by Shah Jahan happens. He appoints Aurangzeb as a viceroy of Deccan. In 1656 AD, annexation of Javli happens by Shivaji Maharaj ji. Okay, Chhatrapati Shivaji. Then 1656 to 1658, the War of Succession happens among the four sons of Shah Jahan. And next to Shah Jahan, I hope you all might be knowing that Aurangzeb rule starts. Reign starts. 1658 AD is a period where Battle of Dharmat happens, in which Dara was defeated by Aurangzeb. Imprisonment of Shah Jahan happens, and Aurangzeb, coronation happens, and now the Aurangzeb is the Mughal emperor of the country. 1658 to 1707 is a reign of Aurangzeb. In other words, we can say Aurangzeb is considered as the last, or you can say the last important Mughal rulers, because next to Aurangzeb we see the decline of Mughal empire. 1659 AD, the Battle of Kazwa happens. Uh, in which Dhara was finally defeated and execution of Dhara happens, imprisonment of Murad happens, murder of Afzal Khan happens by Chhatrapati Shivaji. Then 1660 AD, the expulsion of Suja from Bengal happens and appointment of Mir Jumla as governor of Bengal happens in this period. 1661, the Mughals capture Bahir region. 1662, Mir Jumla invasion happens. Mir Jumla invasion of Assam happens, and imposition of treaty on her homes happen in this particular period. 1664, sack of Surat by Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj happens. 1665, the conclusion of Treaty of Purandhar between Shivaji Maharaj and Jai Singh happens. Shivaji Maharaj is one of the important rulers of Maratha region. Shivaji Maharaj conquers north and south Konkan from Mughals, from the Mughal viceroys of Deccan, and many more people. He was the first to sack Surat, Shivaji Maharaj. Chhatrapati Shivaji defeats the Savai Jai Singh. The Treaty of Purandar happens between Shivaji Maharaj and Raja Jai Singh as well. Then the death of Shah Jahan happens in the next particular period, and the capture of Chittagong happens by Shivaji Maharaj, and he visits to Agra and escapes. Then 1666, the death of Shah Jahan, and all these particular things happens. 1668 AD is a period where the issue of new religious ordinances happens by Aurangzeb. 1669, the revolt of Jats happens under the Jats happens under Gokya. Then 1670 AD, the second sack of Surat happens by Shivaji Maharaj ji. Then 1671, the revolt of Chhatrasal of Bundela happens. 1672, the Satnami rebellion is one of the important things that you need to mark down. And the revolt of Afridis happened in northwestern India. In 1674, Shivaji Maharaj's coronation happens, and he takes the title of Chhatrapati. Then 1675, the execution of Tej Bahadur happens, the ninth Sikh Guru, and in 1678, the death of Raja Jashwant Singh of Mewar happens. 1679 AD is a reign where Aurangzeb is ruling like anything. Aurangzeb reimposes jizya tax. The rebellion of Rathors of Marwar happens, and Marwar campaign by Mughals happens in that particular period. Then 1680, death of Shri Shivaji Maharaj happens, and Aurangzeb arrival to Deccan happens in the pursuit of rebellious son Akbar. Then 1686, conquest and annexation of Bijapur happens. Conquest and annexation of Golconda happens in 1687. Then 1689, capture and execution of Shambhaji, Chhatrapati Shambhaji happens by Mughal commander. And in 1700, the death of Raja Ram, and it leads to the ascension of Shivaji too, with Tarabai as regent. Then next, in 1707, death of Aurangzeb happens. From now, it means you can say it was a period of later Mughals. The release of Saho from Mughal captivity happens. It's the beginning of civil war in the Maratha region between Sahu and Tarabaiji. Then in 1708, the Battle of Khed and occupation of Satara happens. Coronation of Sahu happens as Chhatrapati, and the grant of title Senakarte to Balaji Vishwanath by him happens. And it is also period where the death of Guru Gobind Singh Ji happens. Then in 1713 to 1720, Peshwaship of Balaji Vishwanath starts in the region. Peshwas are the next important rulers, after in the Maratha kingdom. In 1714, a final defeat and imprisonment of Tarabai happens by Saho. 1717, the Emperor Farrukh Sire, you must say these are all later Mughals itself. He issues farmans to East India Company and appointment of Murshid Quli Khan as governor of Bengal happens in this particular period. Then in 1719, conclusion of agreement between Balaji Vishwanath and Syed Beher brothers happens. So in 1700s, things were changing a lot because within the Indian subcontinent, there were Anglo-French rivalries, Anglo-Dutch rivalries happening, and there was changes that were happening within the regional kingdoms because Mughals have declined, the Mughal rulers were not so strong, and a huge lot of empire led to the decentralization. The local governor general started taking a charge of that particular area, and various what do you say bifurcations happening within the country. In 1739 AD, Nadir Shah took Delhi and sacked it. In 1720 to 40, it was the reign of Peshwas, who the famous one is Bazi Rao, in the beginning, who in the beginning of the system of Maratha Confederacy and northward expansion of Marathas. And this happened in this particular period. 1740 to 1761 AD, Balaji Baji Rao, Nana Sahib we call him, further expanded the Maratha power and influence. In 1749 AD, death of Saho, Chhatrapati Saho happens, and it further strengthens the position of Peshwas. 1761, again there was a third battle of Panipat between Marathas and Afghans, and that leads to the death of Peshwa Balaji Bajirao. In parallel, there were changes in the Mughal rulers as well, and the British also started showing their influence in this particular period. English, we must say. So this particular session is all about the proper chronology of medieval history. Delhi UPSC Secrets also offers huge lot of courses. You can also talk with our experts. We have Vishal sir, who is AR 91. He got selected as IAS, IPS, and IRS. He cleared 6 prelims, 6 mains, and 6 interviews. People of that sort were an integral part of Delhi UPSC Secrets. In order to get more videos and in order to get more content from us, you can actually download Delhi UPSC Secrets app from Google Play Store and also App Store as well. For more content of this sort, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking the bell icon. You will get notifications soon after new videos are getting uploaded. This is all about the chronology of medieval history. Thanks a lot for attending the session, everyone.